Hey guys, welcome back, or welcome here if you are new. I'm sitting here getting ready, and I figured, hey, I haven't tried this palette, so let's try it. Or should we try a different one? You know, I was going to try this one, but there has been so much controversy with the Huda Remastered palette. I did not get the first one. I did get the Desert Dusk palette, which I have right here, that I did not like, which is crazy for me because I love purple. It's just the shadows, to me, were very dry and just, they weren't comfortable to wear, and they did crazy things like, see that right there, how it's got those little bumps on it? You know, it just doesn't... See, it just doesn't, I don't know. I didn't like it. You know, I've tried so many different formulas of eyeshadows, and I've decided that I like one that's a little stiff, but a little creamy. So, anyway, I have actually tried this. As you can see, it's had a little love. So, I'm going to go ahead and just do my normal kind of everyday, what I go out in makeup, and just show you guys and just kind of shoot the shit and whatnot. Figured, what the hell, I might as well share this with you guys. I share everything with you guys. And let me know if you like this makeup look. This is my kind of summer glow, like I just got sun look. And if you like it, I can do a tutorial and tell you how to do it. It's actually done with 99% drugstore makeup. The only thing I don't use that's drugstore is a bronzer from MAC, which is an easy substitution. If you hit Ulta, you can find anyone. It's a bronzer with a little bit of sheen to it. But anyway, I'm going to go ahead and... See, I don't like that. I feel like I'm going to crack it. Crack that thing. I like to be able to turn it around. Anyway, I'm going to go into the mirror, which is this kind of peachy color right here. And I'm going to, like I always do, come slightly up. And I like to kind of frame my outer eye a little bit. And I've been really liking to, as blind as I am, look at a mirror a little farther away to do my shadows, and one up close. I have one down here and I have one over here. And the reason why I do that is I like to be able to see it up close, but also there's two different forms of lighting. This one is more just kind of real shadowy kind of light, and this one is more brighter because I've got my ring light right here that's really giving me some light. I've got a ring light in front of me. I actually use two ring lights. One is a little warmer than the other, and that one, which is this one over here, this one I like because I can adjust to cool or warm tone. That is like scary, so I like to put that one a little warmer, and it gives you that kind of sun look. And this one's kind of more like a, I don't want to say natural light, because I mean like office type, you know, regular lighting, where this one I add a little bit more color into it. Anyway, the other thing is now when you have hooded eyes, you don't have a lot of eye space, and we've been over this, and one of the things I've been doing is kind of coming up here a little more and using this area just to kind of warm it up a little bit. See how I bring it up, and I'm kind of doing the typical swoop I always do, but I am kind of shadowing it up there. See how that just kind of opens that eye so much more than it did before. I've been really playing around with shadows. Now, I have always been one to do everybody else's makeup and not really do mine. Background on me, I do have quite a bit of makeup experience, but as far as stage makeup, I was in drama and acting and whatnot, and I was always the one that did the makeup. I did go to cosmetology school, which they barely teach you any makeup there. But I did learn some, like old school, you know, just here's a color wheel, this is what you do, this is what you don't do, have a good day, bye. Okay, on to hair cutting. That's how they do it. You know, well, back in the 80s, that's how they did it. Anyway, I've wanted to get into more special effects makeup because I have done quite a bit. My biggest job, you ready for this one, was doing the cast from the Rocky Horror Picture Show's makeup, which was a blast. And I was also a character in that. I played Magenta. And if you know the movie, that is the maid character. I had a blast. It was so much fun. Anyway, I'm not using a lot of color today, but I want a real blended look. And you see how I'm really I laid the color where I wanted it, right in here, and kind of shadowing out the rest of the face. I do need to kind of darken this corner up a little bit. You really need to get that base level on evenly and get your blending out real good, because any colors that you add onto that, you're going to be just building into that darkness or light, or you know, you're going to emphasize on whatever you've done. Anywho, see, I need a little tighter brush. I'm doing my typical like everyday look, and it's hard to do it's hard to do on camera because I never do this look on camera. I tend to either come into Maneater or Risque at this point. I'm going to go into, actually, you know what, sometimes I'll do this. I'm going to do it today. I'm kind of bouncing back and forth between Dollface and Risque because I want more of a washed out pink look than a darker pink look. I'm one of these people, I don't do a whole lot of darker tones on my face. You know, I will, however, take and darken up a color. I'll run across gray or a black or a charcoal or something like that into it. Plus, I'm blind as a bat, so it's so hard to do this. I like to look across when I'm doing my makeup, but it becomes very difficult. I'm going into just Dollface now, which was that lighter pink, and I'm kind of blending that off in a little farther where I did the Risque and that out a little farther. Now I'm coming in and I'm really just blending it off into here. It's going to be a very pinky kind of look. I do have a red look that I'm doing. It's in memory of Mika, which is, if you watch, why can I not think right now? Nikki Tutorials, I'm sorry. Her little brother died from cancer and his favorite color was red, and she has asked that people either wear red or do red looks or whatnot to honor him, and I think that's just so amazing. And Joy, what is her name? Karen Joy, she also did a look. Now, if you don't watch her channel, check it out. She is a beautiful, light-skinned black girl. I think she may even be mixed. I'm not real sure. I hate to, really say, because I don't want to offend anybody, but you know how it's one thing, people have gotten so sensitive now about that kind of stuff. Anyway, this is a day look, just so you know, and I wear glasses, so keep in mind that my eye looks tend to be a little darker because I wear glasses. So, anyway, I really wish that this was a little lighter, but I'm going to go into Cocoa right here and just tap into that black, just barely. Just because I want to come right along the lash line right here, which I should use something a little tighter. I'm going to shadow this off right here, and I'm going to grab a different brush. Where's my little, I like these little flat brushes for that, because I can get really tight on that lash line. It's almost like an eyeliner brush, but it's a little bit bigger. Here we go. I like to use these little flat brushes right here. It doesn't have a number, it's just a, it just says Pro Flat Definer. Anyway, I'm going to tap that into Cocoa right here, and just one time into the black. And I'm going to come right across the top lash line, and I'm going to kind of shadow in a wing So, you know, I'm going to tap into more of the black. That's just coming out a little light today for me. There we go. See, I like how you can really get in there, and I have hooded eyes, so it's next to impossible to do a wing without making a complete and utter mess. So I like to kind of, if you watch, I kind of go down and then I'll come up, and what I'm doing is just making that little triangle, and I'll slowly extend it out a little more and then a little more, and you see what I'm getting? Getting a nice wing, but it's staying underneath the very hooded part of my eye right there. And I'm just kind of bouncing back and forth between black truffle and cocoa right here, because I want kind of a, I want a smoky kind of dark brown black color, not like black but not like dark brown, kind of in between. Doing the same thing on this eye, kind of knocking back and forth. I kind of open my eye and close my eye doing this. Now, if you ever really pay attention, my wings are never identical, and the reason why is my eyes aren't identical. I have one that is hooded more this downward and one that's hooded more that way. So this one always comes out to me looking so much better than this. Oh God, I kind of just irritated my eye, of course. That's me. There we go. And also I'm kind of running that into my top lash line just to give myself a little smokiness there. There we go. I'm going to go ahead and grab a nice fluffy brush. You guys know, as always, if I'm doing a day look, I like to take a nice clean fluffy brush and just kind of get everything really cohesive and just kind of blend it out a little bit. Dropping everything. I am loving these brows, by the way. I got this, it's from MAC. It is the Shape and Shade brow tint. It has the one end that has the shadowy kind of, and these are very light, where you can really get in there. Trust me, you have to kind of work on it to get it, but you don't wind up with too much color. And then you go in with this one and you can really draw, you can seriously like draw hairs. Oops. See? And the pigment, I mean, you're probably saying, oh my God, that pigment's so light. But when you're doing your eye, whoops, I can't really see what I'm doing. When you're doing your eyebrows and you can draw a hair like that, I could draw, like totally draw an eyebrow on my hand with this. See? And when you get in there and just keep working it, you see how you get those really hair-like, it almost looks like hairs. That's what I did with my brows. I call it like a boy brow kind of look, because it's really fluffy and kind of like a guy's brow. You know how guys always have those messy kind of all over the place brows? Sorry guys, my eyes are watering today and I don't want this all over my face, so I'm gonna kind of blend out that on the bottom, the black with that. Just gonna grab, this is a Pure Cosmetics, they call this a concealer brush, go figure. It's from the My Little Pony set, and I'm going to look at the mirror right across from me, and I'm really gonna blow this out. I really want to blend this out, and I'm gonna get it where, there we go, see? It's, keep in mind, this is daytime look, so I don't want like super crazy. Now, if it was nighttime, I would leave this and I wouldn't blend it out like this, but now for daytime, I really like to go in. You'll see me, I wind up with makeup all over the place because I love taking my shirt and like dusting it off. For one, it's like right there and you don't have to really screw with it. There we go. Now for nighttime, I would have left it. For daytime, I just like to blow it out real fluffy and poofy. Oh, I was going to go in with something else on my lid, but since everybody has had this really back and forth thing about how these shimmers work on the lid and with a brush, I like to use this flat little brush. This brush is dry. And I really like this pink diamond color. This is rose gold. Oops, can't see what I'm doing here. This is rose gold, that one. And this is pink diamond, which pink diamond's been my favorite. There we go. See, pink diamond. That's been my favorite. I really like more of a silvery kind of color, and that's one thing that this palette doesn't have. I wish it did. This is bubbly, which bubbly is it's kind of a goldy kind of color. I'm actually going to take this brush and I'm going to go into rose gold and pick that up on my brush, and I'm going to come in right here and I'm just going to pat that. You want to pat that on. Now you got to be careful because you will get fallout with this thing. There we go. You see how I'm just it's kind of a pat swipe. Now I don't go all the way up on my lids when I'm actually going to use a look for the day. And the reason why is my eyes are very, very hooded, as you guys know, and I don't like to wind up with it all over transferred up. Now this is with a brush. That is super. I don't know what people were talking about. You know, they were saying how this was not working very well for them. I don't have any problems with it. The thing I don't like is it comes across a little darker on the eye than it does in the palette, which is, I mean, it's fine, but it's not really what I want. But now I want more of a silvery color, so I'm going to grab a different palette. This is my favorite palette when it comes to grabbing like a excuse me, a silvery color, and that is the Juvet the Skinny Dip palette. You know, I have had this palette forever. I got this palette, I watched Jeffree Star with it, and I'm going to use Starlight, and I love this color. Wait until you see this little guy. And this brush is dry. Now this brush is a nice tight brush. Look at that. You don't even need to wet it. I like to use a brush because I can get in there and get in that corner, and it's so difficult on me. And I'm just going to kind of pat that into the other color because I want it to kind of blend over into it. You see that? There we go. It's almost like a silvery kind of, reminds me of platinum is what it reminds me of, where it's got that little bit of grayness to it. See? And that's with the finger. There's really not that much of difference. I don't think you can make these shadows any more metallic than they are. They're very foiled. I'm really hoping that Jeffree Star's Thirsty palette, the foils in there are like this. This is one of the palettes you see him use a lot when he does a real foiled look. Well, I haven't seen him use it lately, but I'm going to go in also with Bikini here. That is the more pink color, which I don't really like super love this one, but I want to bring a little pink into that to kind of blend it off into the other pink. That is more of a pinky kind of chrome color. There we go. I wanted to really get that into the other color. So I'm tempted. I should have just did my whole lid. You know what? I am. I'm going to go ahead and just cut that all the way over on my lid. I am just loving this color. I did come over a little far on the other one, so there we go. I'm loving this mirror. I got this 3-way mirror down here, and it's got 3 sections, and one of the sections is a ×2 and one's a ×3, and I love it because I can see what the heck I'm doing. Anyway, I'm going to go ahead with my finger, and right on the center I want to really kind of pop that on there. You know, and a lot of people wonder why these work so much better, especially foil colors with the finger, and the reason why is you're really buffing it on there. I got some fallout, it's alright, live. You're really buffing it on there, just like with metal. I mean, you can brush it on, and then you buff it, and you can also kind of buff it in with your brush, but that's why foil colors come out so much better with your finger, because of the way the pigments lay. When you do it with your finger, you're patting it flat. You're forcing it to go flat. And what that does is that really gets in there and causes those pigments to lay nice and flat. Da, 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 da. I got a little hot here. This is my my kabuki that I used for my foundation. It has a tiny bit of foundation on it, and I like to use that. I'll dust away the pigment, and then I'll kind of clean it up with that, and then go back over it with my powder brush if I can find it. I did my makeup off camera, so there we go. And there we go. That is it, guys. And I'm going to follow that up probably with a nude lip. Actually, you know what? I'm just going to throw on this here. This is, what is this called? This is called Fashion Punch. This is that color out of the Patrick Star MAC, the lip gloss. It's not the prettiest color in the tube, but I like it on. It's a nice kind of tan nude. It is a little more difficult to get even, I feel like, but I have a hard time getting glosses even anyway. I have a hard time with gloss, period. I'm just not a big gloss person. I'm going to throw a little bit of, I think, black in my waterline. I'm going to go ahead and do that. I've been wanting to try some of these new eyeliners that I got. Which one do I want to try? And you know what? I'm probably going to go right back to the one I normally use. Yeah. Smashbox has always been my, like, go-to for eyeliners. And the reason why is they are waterproof. They don't run. They don't smear. I like the way they sharpen. These actually, you turn them and it will sharpen, and you will always have a nice, beautiful point on there. And they're not irritating at all. Some people do have irritation from certain eyeliners in the waterline, and I've never had a problem with this one. The only time I've ever really had a problem with an eyeliner is I got years and years and years ago, I must have been 15, I put liquid eyeliner on my waterline that was not meant for the waterline, and I'll tell you what, that lit me up. I'm going to go ahead and put some black in this corner since I went ahead and went over that. I'm not gonna like totally wing it out. I'm just gonna go see across my top line right there, just to kind of give that some color and open that eye up a little bit. One of the things you can do is not necessarily a wing, but I know you shouldn't pull your eye, but I mark it with my eyes down. I'll kind of mark where I want it like that, and then I'll kind of pull this straight, and then I'll kind of fill it in. And the reason for that is I can tell here where I want it, but then my hood gets in the way, so I pull it like that. That doesn't sound good. The hood gets in the way. Anyway, I made a mess. But that's me, you know. I'm just going to go run some errands. I'm not really too worried about what exactly my face looks like right now. Don't have a date, as it is Father's Day here, and my honey is sleeping. We don't have kids together, but he has kids. He has a son. I have a daughter, and we have 8 children between us, which are fur and feather babies. We have 3 parrots, 3 cats, 2 dogs, a partridge in a pear tree. I'm just kidding. We don't have a partridge in a pear tree, but I always say that because it's like my parents, when they come over, they always tell people they're coming to the zoo. See how that That little bit just drew that out. I cleaned it up with a Q-tip. Anyway, thank you guys for joining me. I figured I would just get on here and just kind of do a cute little look, something that I just throw together to go to the grocery store. It is 98 degrees out here today. I am dying of heat. I am probably just going to throw my hair up in a little ponytail and be done with it. No, actually, I hate my hair in a ponytail, but it's so freaking hot. Anyway, that's about it. That's about all you get from me today. Thank you guys for joining me. If you guys are interested in the remastered palette, you can pick it up. I got mine at Sephora and lost it now. I don't know where I stuck it. When you know you have too much makeup, when you set an eyeshadow palette down, it blends in with everything else. Go figure. I have the insert. Oh, here it is. Sorry. But the Thirsty palettes are on their way. We may have a giveaway. Depends on how everything goes this week. I thought it was a little weird now with his collection that the palettes didn't sell out. Last time I checked, they weren't sold out. They were still available. And one thing I thought was weird was the mirrors. The mirrors said they were pre-order and they wouldn't be shipped out until the 20th, I think it said. I think it's June 20th. I hope it didn't say July 20th. I think it's June 20th. I'm wondering if he just didn't have them in time ready to be shipped out with the palettes. But you know, with the mirrors, I've never seen his mirrors not sell out, especially the new, a new color. These are a new shape. I got the red, white, and blue one. It looks like the old Astro. Were they Astro Pops? Is that what they were called? I can't remember. Anyway, guys, thanks for watching. Have a wonderful day. Love you. Bye.